So the name of the game. I'm going to play through the any-person route for the any% category of Octopath Traveler. That plays through basically the whole game. It's a pretty long category actually. There are several routes that exist. I'm playing with the one that currently has the world record, though it might not actually be the fastest, and there might still be some optimizations anyway at the intersections of the various routes that exist. It so happens that Quadriceps runs this, and he's exceptionally skilled at this game and many RPGs. But we're going to take all time. So the world record is about 3 hours, just under 3 hours and 40 minutes, and I don't know what time we're going to take. Several videos anyway. The videos are going to be on YouTube, and conversely, if you're watching on YouTube, this video was originally recorded on Twitch. Isn't that fantastic? I'm being sarcastic already. That's not good. So I expect about like 3 hour-ish video, something like that. Yeah, so something. And we're going to take all the time. I'm going to skip every cutscenes because, well, I mean, that's going to skip like 20-30 hours of content. I think I'd be leaving the voice acting during boss fights because it's sometimes pretty nice. And aside from that, I am going to be telling the story, explaining the route and why we're doing what we're doing, and when I think there are some relevant things to say. Overall, it's kind of a fun route, and yeah, let's get going. So, have 8 characters: Oswald, Temenos, Throne, Ochetti, Casti, Hickory, Particio, and Agnia. We're starting with Throne, who's a thief. So I'll be starting in a second. Let me get going. I didn't check the title of my stream. Let me just. I think I said it correctly though. And the streaming is working. That's already pretty good. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Let's start. So there's a lot in this game that is like the first game. There are a few advantages. You can put some fast forward things. What does he do? Okay, so pretty standard thing. So what's happening here, actually? Let's talk about the story. Throne is a thief. She is part of a group of thieves called the... I think it's the Black Snakes. Kurohebi? Yeah, that's really it. I should walk here, actually. Walking and running in this run. Yeah, the management's pretty important. They should have a run. It's fine, we're just going to break both of these guys and run. And she was on a job with these two people, Piro and Scarachi, and a third person that just died, basically. They got trapped. It seems that they were expected. This whole day-night system Normally you can switch freely between day and night, but right now we can't because it's still the chapter 1 in its tutorial. But characters have different path actions at day or night. Um, I don't need to change these two, they are completely equivalent, but it helps me keep track. Yami wa kawaii, I think she says. Axe 3 on level 1. There we go, and slice it. So they were expected, and they don't really know who made them. But they failed the job, so they have to face the consequences. They lost one man. And we'll quickly discover that the plot is weirder than it appears to be. I didn't say this whole story, the entire Octopath Traveler 2 story, is about something called the Shadow, which is different from dark magic. It's Ankoku in Japanese, if I'm not pronouncing it wrong. Now we're going to wait until day until we have a different path action for the day, which is stealing, just like... So this is Mother. She's one of the two leaders with Father of the Black Snakes. We're going to get punishment for failing a thing. The whole thing about Throne is she's an exceptionally gifted thief, which of course doesn't really go well with the fact that we've been doing like 50 damage and at the end of the game we'll be like doing 100,000, but whatever. Exceptionally gifted thief and assassin. And where was I? Oh yeah, and she actually doesn't like that. I mean, she's kind of a thief at heart, but killing is something she really hates, or death in general. I think I need this boy. It's very hard to read notes and speak at the same time, but I have practice. Some parts better than others. We steal something from this guy. You don't need a healing grape, but it's always convenient to have one more, just in case things go awry. And so it turns out she doesn't really want to do this job, and she wants to be free, but she has a necklace that she can't remove, something, you know, she removes it, she dies, or some nonsense like this. I don't remember the details. So she has to remove it first. It will turn out conveniently. So there are two keys to find, which is one is held by Father and one is held by Mother. That's their name in Japanese, by the way. Like their names are in English. I mean, we're buying this, and we are never going to equip it. But I'll get back to this. It's for a job later. Don't think I forgot anything. Like, forgetting anything is catastrophic in this sort of route. So it will turn out in a minute. So here we're just called on another job. Fantastic. My cup is sticking to the coaster. So we still have ambush. I prefer to walk this, at least at first, and we might run the second part. I don't think we will. That's very, very early. So it will turn out in a second that we're actually all pitted against each other. Oh, I forgot to speed up the fights. Silly me. Yeah, there's a fast fight mode here. Ooh. Well, that's Piro. He's one of our partners, and apparently we're fighting now. I think Scarachi's already dead. The point is we're pitted against each other by father and mother to choose a successor. The successor is going to be the survivor. This fight is rooted to a ridiculous amount. It's pretty long, as always. Fight at the beginning, we don't have a lot of tools. This game is like significantly more busted. That's Titanfall, yeah, than the previous one. So boss are going to be even, like they will melt even more. So that Piro has pretty high sights he wants to raise. We just unlocked the latent power. It's the new. Will that work? I think it works anyway. The notes are slightly wrong, but it's easy to fix. Furnace power is when the latent gauge is full. She can do 2 different actions in a row. I do wind and then ice. Did I forget to do Shadow Soul Sun, or did I have free one? If I forgot, I'll die, so... I did die, which is surprising. Well, we'll do a bit of this a little more. I'm not going to let them speak again. I'm not sure what I did wrong. But I was speaking, so anything could have happened. We do have... No. Oh yeah, okay. I know where we are. We'll save before the fight just in case. So we're pitting against each other for succession matters. And yeah, so it will turn out that it's going to make things easy for Throne, who decided that she doesn't want any of this shit, and so she's going to kill father and kill mother. For someone who doesn't like to kill, that's pretty rich, but anyway. And get their keys, so that she can remove her necklace. Collar? I guess it's a collar rather than a necklace. Less early. The latent power gauge is a bit like a limit break in Final Fantasies. I still haven't sped up the fight. It increases when you take damage, but also when you break an enemy. Not just reduce their shield, just actually break the enemy. So I can also play it. I forgot to save. Hellblade save just to avoid playing a third time through that. I'm not sure I'm safe, but whatever. I have a single one there. I might have simply forgotten to use one, or use something else instead. You can't skip this, you have to mash through. Which is silly, because there's this entire... let's just do this. I can't die now, so I'm good. I'm actually no better, that's actually hilarious. I may still die. He's not going to kill, that's the real shame here. So he needs to behave and not kill. He's supposed to do pierce through here, yeah good. That doesn't kill. And then you just do that. I think it's just because I didn't do enough damage and he didn't change his script. But anyway, yes. So that's our goal now. Killing the two people. Contrary to Octopath 1, in this game you have more chapters and they can sort of branch. In this case you have a mother route and a father route, so two chapter 2s for Throne, but we're not going to do that quite immediately. Also, compared to the Galdera route in Octopath 1, which is the most similar to this one, there's much less like in Galdera there was like an hour of exploration. Oh, that's good. Should say as well that during the night there are more fights, so you get more encounters during the night, so I'm going to keep the game during day. But this... oh. That's the problem. It's not the right way. I thought I was in the next screen already. So, yes, I will need to feel through this power gauge, latent power gauge. So I'm also doing some breaks on the way. It's all fine, but I'm going to walk that for now. We'll run later because evasive maneuvers is here. But anyway, what I was getting to was there's no like big exploration segment. There are a few tiny explorations, but they're short and there are a lot of bosses everywhere. So we're going to... the route is a bit more balanced for viewership. On the other hand, some powers are so extraordinarily strong that it's also probably less rich from a routing perspective. I am not going to break that though. Well, I guess I'll have my latent gauge just by the damage. Here we go. Now we really want to... oh, can you see? Yeah, okay. So... also the previous... where are we? Here, right? No. Oh, here we go. I couldn't see well. The previous place where we went, it helped for the step count because you reset the steps, but more importantly, it's actually, despite the fact it's not a city, it's somewhere I can teleport back to. It's going to matter a lot. So the route is less rich, but it still has its pretty interesting things. The abandoned village will come in useful in a second, but it is also a chapter much later in the video game. So we are going to recruit Oswald here. So contrary to Octopath 1, we don't have to play his chapter 1 boss. Actually, in Oswald's case, it's 2 chapters, but the second one is a bit of a joke. I'm not sure why they call that 2 chapters. Here I can mash, contrary to previously. Excellent. So Oswald, his story, he is a scholar. He got imprisoned for, I think, 6 years, 5 or 6 years, a long time. And he busted himself out through careful planning. He was... I could run here. His night power is to mug. The day power is pretty nice. Mug is like thieving, but you need to challenge the person instead. Yeah, so he had like a what's called something to prevent him from speaking anyway for years, so that he couldn't do spells. But he found a way out. He found a companion on his way out that seemed to be pretty opportunist, but still sacrificed himself. We need this. We're going back to the abandoned village. And so why was he in prison? So he was collaborating with another scholar called Harvey, and they were working on finding the one true magic, which I should have walked. LDL. Oh, first try. The guy you get here are random, and these are the ones I want. We need to sell stuff first. So we take 2 small ice, 1 small thunder, 2 big fire, medium fire, 2 medium ice, and 7. Yeah, okay, that's pretty tight. And you might have to reset, like you just turn night and day. Okay, we're just going to flee. Good. Maybe they're vulnerable to staff, but I'm not sure. So they were working on this one true magic, which is a different source of magic than the 6 sources that are usually used. Fire, ice, thunder, wind, light, and wind, light, and darkness. And they're fairly different characters, but that's actually pretty good. It's going to change my route a bit. Ice am, because I'm getting yeah. I'm supposed to take 2 encounters for this, but we're going to take that immediately. We got a Kate like the first game. They're busted. They give you a lot of JP, XP, and money. And so now we have evasive maneuvers, and we can start running. And we are going to here. And we're going to take a shit. Instead of having to walk all around, we can pay to get a we're going here to get a boat or ship to ferry us. So we're finding a new point, which we can now teleport to, so we don't need to pay again. So anyway, they were working on these 2 magic, 2 different very different characters, and obviously like the lead researcher was Oswald. At some point, Harvey just burned down his house, killing his wife and daughter in the process. We should argue it's pretty gruesome. And then framed Oswald for it. And now Oswald's primary motive in life is to get vengeance. Really? Oh, that's funny. We're in no danger here. Fantastic. Every attempt is more likely, like in the previous game, but I don't know the details of the count. I could have walked. Oh, that's true that I didn't put this for the kicks. That was definitely not worth it, but just for the sake of consistency, I'm gonna walk a little. I'm still going to get an encounter. I'm fine, I can get it. Oh gosh, I didn't get it. Now, that's how we get jobs now. I can completely skip it, honestly. We just do that, yeah. We mug, just for the sake of being able to run. Hey. The double personality story. You thought Harvey was Oswald? Oh, that would have been cute. But he's not, as we'll see. We can run all the way here and then walk. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Well, I guess I have my ice, so I can take it. That was B ice. No, Lidem. Okay. I mean, none of the stories are extraordinary, but they're competent enough, I guess. And they mostly intersect. At least the shadow is there in every one of these stories, except Agnia, whose link to the overall story is completely artificial. We're going to get a very important item. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I actually believe the conspiracy myself as my first theory. So we got a Kate on our first fight, basically. Or the first fight we could kill. So we have a bit of an early advantage. I haven't checked. I would guess there are more Kates in this game than in the previous one. Plus they can be octopuffs and they're even cuter. Here we save and quit. This is a very high level zone. And we want something from this. The chest that we could see in the distance. Maybe you could see on the top right. The red chest contains an item called the JP Augmenter that multiplies. Well, it adds a 50% bonus to your job points after every fight. Job points are going to be important in this run as in Octopath Traveler the first. You can also equip things here. I press +1 to change the place where we put the item. I don't know why that works. And we're going to here and then Crackridge. Now we're exploring a little. But it's not going to be very long, and we're just covering so much territory so fast. So we're going to later get another power that adds 50% to the bonus for a total of ×2. Called Life in the Shadow. I think I'm supposed to walk this. Doesn't really matter. Oops. Crop that list that direction. So contrary to the first game, not... That's very unfortunate. Walking or running matters even with evasive maneuvers. So I still have to be careful about that. I'm in the right area, right? Sounds right. Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, and so there's a third power that raises jump points called Hard Worker. That is on the Dancer actually, but we are not going to need this. This will come in handy. I'll tell you when. This is for Casti, by the way. What do we do next? I'm lost. I think here I run. If I find something doesn't matter too much. On the next screen we're trying to avoid it. Not yet. We'll I mean, we'll do every characters in this playthrough, so you know, everything's fine. She is going to look for her purse for a number of days, though. Sometimes even the timing of individual stories is... I am where I think I am. Is a bit weird. Casti's story in particular has very weird timing. Where am I going next? I'm going to Orush, which is to the right. Don't mind you? Why wouldn't I mind you? Here we can just run, it's very short. And we are going to recruit someone. Aren't you happy? So Agnes actually has a small... I'll point it out when we get there, but she has a very, very tiny connection to the rest of the story. Which is really just hammed in. Just silly. So we started something... some slave business on Mother's account here. We're recruiting Party Tio right now. Mash buttons. In this game they just let you mash things, which is kind of nice. So Partitio, he is a merchant. He has been raised in this town of Orush that his father and a business partner founded. It had a very profitable silver business. But then the partner, what's his name again? I remember his name later. Anyway, he modified the contract so that he would get, he sneakily added a clause in the contract so that he would get a lot of money out of this, and drove the entire town to poverty. Now, Partitio really wanted to say, okay, so I've regained control of my town, which he did, and now I want to sort of, end poverty, period. It's a worthwhile goal, I guess. Yeah, we'll see how we'll do that. Actually, arguably, he is the single most important character in the story. He will save the world. It relies on a somewhat interesting interpretation of the events of a personal interpretation on the events of the game. But you know. Mm-hmm. Yes, this is actually absolutely necessary to finish the video game. When we get there, I'll probably get there today easily. So I'll let you chat. So whoever's in chat, oh no, decide the color and the symbol of the ship. I have practiced, but I have absolutely not timed anything. So I don't know. And I haven't practiced commentary, so we are doing that live. So we are recruiting Hikari. Hikari, he is a noble samurai. He comes from the kingdom of Ku, a kingdom that is that has been warmongering for generations. He has an older brother called Mugen, which I believe means like infinite or void. No, I think it means both. Where Hikari means light. Anyway, yeah, it's a Japanese kind of kingdom. Anyway, it's the desert Japan. That's what it is. Anyway, the king chose Hikari as his successor because he wanted to put an end to war, and Hikari seems to be the person that embodies that principle the most, being also close to the poor, and not only to the nobles, where in Ku traditionally the poor, or the non-nobles in general, the lowborns are like completely exploited and disregarded by the aristocracy. But Hikari is not like that, due apparently partly to the fact that his mother was lowborn. So the king chooses Hikari as his successor, and Mugen decided to stage a coup and then blame Hikari for it and peg him as a traitor, kills the king in the process, becomes the new king. We also discover that Hikari has a dark side. His latent power is called a shadow hold, and shadow is again a Hankoku, so that's sort of the first appearance of it in the story, really. What do we do next? We go to Calambrine and recruit our next character immediately. So again, I make sure that whenever I traverse anything, it is day to avoid encounters. But many fights I will take at night because Throne and later Temenos gives bonus to fights at night. Yeah, I think it's better to not run here. I'm not entirely sure. I'll probably get an encounter and run the rest. I don't have to take the boat here. It's just a little quicker. Especially because we're going in that direction. No, we're going here. We will make fleeing much easier in the future. Can run here. There's not a lot of path to cover still. We're going to run the next screen, and we're going to take it a fight at night. Random encounter at night. Oh, that's a bit too early. Random encounters at night. I took a weird path, but that's fine. Usually stronger as well, so what's that? We do light soul stone. Everything fine. That's just for grinding. It's also pretty fast, so Here we go. Well, the lady in the background here, she's 120, and she's apparently been waiting in that exact spot for her lovers for decades. I guess there's a side story there, like a side quest, but I haven't. I have no idea. It's very cryptic. I don't know how to make the to resolve the story. Again, switch to night before the fight so that I can kill it. Get some EXP and some job points with the DP augmenter being equipped. Yes, it's going to be very, very instrumental to the run. We're getting it very soon. The thing is that where we're going? Are we going to Cunning Creek? Yeah, I'm going to Cunning Creek. Fantastic. Oh yeah, exactly. We wanted to go here before. Because we are getting something here that will be. We're getting the rainbow glass bottle, and it's going to be useful for the inventor. So we'll just teleport back when we have what we need. We steal the. She has a good soul stone that we can steal. We got 80%ed. Nope. Yeah, there's still one item that we need, and we're gonna get it in Canal Brine, and then we can get we're going to get to Canal Brine by boat. Actually, isn't that clever? Right, so we're going to get 2 skills out of the inventor. Because the first equip skill is ridiculously broken. We are going to use these skills though, both of them, I think. Maybe just the critical scope. I think in this route. I am not sure. So we're recruiting Casti. We're taking Casti along. We don't hear the beginning of the tale. We skip, and we don't actually add her to the party. Casti is a apothecary. She is amnesic. She just like during her chapter, she remembered escaping some kind of plague sort of thing. She was rescued by someone called Malaya. That put her in a boat saying, "You're the one person that can cure this." There was some weird purple rain. And Malaya has been in this town though. It's a bit unclear how she could survive the rain herself. Mystery. And the other thing is the apothecary group of which Casti was a member, called the, I think like the Air Apothecary or something like that. They have a very terrible reputation here, and it's really not clear why. At least not really clear at the end of the story. So I kind of know what they are going for, but we need a critical earring, not herring. I wouldn't want a critical herring actually. And now we go to New Delsta, and we're going to check the inventor. But not a red one? A red what, sorry? A critical red herring. Fantastic. So here's the question. Is a critical red herring the same thing as a red critical herring? That's all I had to say. So we're going to get the inventor job, which we were discussing with Cave Troll about. So there are 4 unlockable jobs in this game, of which we're going to get only 2, and they are much easier to get than in Octopath 1, where they were like behind super boss of level 50. These ones are just here on the street, and you just need to have the condition. In the case of the inventor, the condition is just getting there, but then you need a bunch of items to unlock more skills, The skills are then unlocked for everybody. They're not upped by JP, and the critical skills can be equipped by anybody regardless. So they're pretty cheap in that. And as it happens, so that was the elemental bomb. So that's why we bought a few small soul stones earlier in the game and got the rainbow bottle at the beach a few seconds ago. And the 2 earrings that we bought and not equipped, we use to make the critical scope. So this first equipped skill that is going to be available for everybody, and we are going to equip very soon, is stupid. And breaks the game. Together with another skill, which will break the game even more, we'll have a very, very safe journey. Well, mostly. The game is very... this route is very scripted. I haven't played any... I can just run here. You are? I didn't even look for them. So time passes. I am supposed to... I think I'm supposed to get a thing. I think I missed a... There was a chest here. I'm gonna get a fight because of this. Oh, I'm not... I got a fight, but there was no reason because that was... I got myself all mixed up. But that's alright. I told you the other day, but... it's just too much work to look for these sort of things. It might be behind some random side quest you haven't found. Okay, I know where I am now. That's the chest. Here we go. I think I could sprint for a little more. We can reset steps here. Here we go. We're not getting any of these extra skills that we can get in shrines. I got them. I got almost all of them in my casual playthrough. The skill only applies to the character whose main skill it is, and I've used probably 0 of them. They're difficult to use, very situational for those who are not just plain bad. So we're doing Partitio here. So, is the mine called Rock? Something like that. I think it's called Rock. You can check. Rock, yeah, he's called Rock. And so we've just, for some reason, find Rock again. He left the silver business, but left it by taxing us significantly to the steam engine business. If I don't forget things. And he's made a fine deal for himself here. Partitio has this weird relationship where he very much admires the guy for his sense of trade and merchantitude. But also despises him for the thing he did. The character we just saw running after Partitio is Ori. My line character's name Ori, obviously. The previous one we saw was Rock's aide. We'll see him again. So Rock wants to profit a lot out of this steam engine thing, but the current plan is to do some sort of mass production of a cheaper engine, but still keep it tax it something on a rent model rather than an ownership model. I don't really know. Anyway, we meet the engineer that's trying to work on that, and we're going to help him because that's what merchants do. I guess they solve engineering problems. I'm going to find a material called clockite, I think. I think it's a clock in Japanese, which is very cute. We find it, and it's not going to work, but we're going to find someone who's an expert at clock height. It's called like that because apparently it's some kind of quartz that's used in not quartz, but it's used in the making of clocks. This town is well known for its clocks. So we're going to find a clockmaker and solve every problem. Yeah, so it will turn out that Ori's a journalist, by the way, and it will turn out that her very enthusiastic demeanor is actually an act. Actually, I think night is good, right? I shouldn't have done that. Damn. Well, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going somewhere else. We've lost a little bit of time, but that's fine. We're going to Crackridge. So we're equipping this thing on Throne, Oswald, and Hikari. Now everybody has an extra turn, and we're going where? We're going to Crackridge. Hopper. No, it doesn't, I'm afraid. The next turn, it guarantees that I have, if I have at least 2 people on the next turn, it guarantees that I have 2 tries to escape before any enemy plays, which is very efficient. So here, we need to kill something. Yes. It's always going to be the same thingy. So sword, staff works. So I need to, and sword works, I think. Yes. Break, and now we can use a light soul stone. So here, we didn't even give a chance to the enemy. They haven't had it. We know we're going to kill them, despite the fact that we have to break. This is a very, very strong power. I think I'm going up, right? Yes. And here we're going to get the merchant job. That is not very good. Except when I'm caught by surprise, in which case the situation can be dire. Okay, so that should be fine. No. No, it's not fine. I'm gonna try to salvage it, but I might just die. Okay, we're good. So that's the one thing. We're going to fix that later, but we still can be ambushed. Can challenge instead of mug, so we can do it by day. Again, that's just to reset the step counter. We're getting, there's a soul stone in the chest. Oops, impressive. Run until the start of the stairs. I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to stop running. Let's walk most of the way anyway. I think that might be the stairs where I could run, but... Clock bank is over there. Yeah, so Ori's one of the bad guys actually, but that will turn out to be important. And so that's when I was supposed to go hire the merchant. So here I would be knight. But it doesn't really matter. Turns out, so we're solving the mass production problem, and the engineer is supposed to have, you know, whatever bonuses, but Rock is never playing fair. So he's going, yeah, no, I'm going to take it for myself. You don't get nothing. Took the thing and were attacked by guards for some reason I don't remember exactly. So we do Thunder Ram. I'm going to walk here until you can run from there. Okay. Now we're going to make a big menu. Jobs, merchant. Oswald is going to get a merchant for just a few seconds. Get 2 skills. Hired helpful letter. Oh yeah, hired help is even stronger than in the previous game. Leghold Trap is good, and abating orb happens to be the most important skill in this run. I'll explain when we get there because it's immensely silly. Merchant gets just the same as everybody. We only really care about hired help. And he becomes an inventor. Hikari gets the merchant job. He's not going to stay being all merchant. And we are going to equip a ton of skills. There will be some grows on trees, some boost art. That gives me more BP. Grows on trees and boost art. As well, get heightened senses, which increases the chance of surprise attacks on my side and lower on the side of enemy. Party show gets grows on trees and boost art. And Hikari gets grows on trees and boost art. Well, we could do that. Here is fine. Now, I will point out that everyone has an extra turn with 2 boost points at start, so they could do a ×4 before anybody acts, which, you know, we are going to do. Do armor, corrosive, because they're still very strong, together with help. Osval goes Axe 4. Carries goes Spearful. The general idea is that the bosses will not act. We're going to collect, which has never gone wrong before. 30,000, which is a full veteran, but we're not going to do a veteran, because as it happens, beastlings and ghouls are actually very strong. Most of the time, beastlings actually do more damage than veterans in the first game. Ghouls do almost as much damage as the veterans in the first game. And beastlings also break anything. Like they reduce shield on every hit, which is like ridiculously strong. Will turn out to be useful, and they're quite cheap. I mean, 7,000 for what was it like? We did like 25k damage. Well, that's massive. And we're going to. Oops. Now we're also much less worried about encounters. Ambushes are rarer. We're going there. We have 2 turns. Throne is decently fast as well, which probably helps. Probably. Let's see if my confidence is misplaced. Oh, I surprise my foes. That's a heightened sense at work. We are not going to stop there. We're going to give us more safety later. We're going to Flame Church. So we're doing a bit of exploration here. This is where Temenos starts, but I'll tell his story when we recruit him a bit later. I'm gonna just say one thing about Temenos. He's Detective Conan, and it's so blindingly obvious that it's hilarious. But I'll get back to this. He's a more adult, more grown-up kind of Detective Conan. Do I know where I'm going? I'm going to Boulderfall. Sorry, Boulderfall was in the first game. You surprise your foe. That's a free escape, so, you know, never complain. That being said, it's the first time I get through this without being ambushed, so... Hey. I forgot. I forget every time, though. There's a chest here that I need to take. It's fine. Where is it? It's just, No, wait. I'm confusing. That's the next screen, where I usually get ambushed and I need to take a stone. So I came back for no reason. It's all fine. If we get ambushed, we can just... But that's the sunstone. Oh, there's soulstone. Ah, see? I got ambushed again. But we can just use a fire ram and we're going to be good. Because we have that handy. I think I'll get a couple safety soulstones because I've had issues playing through the route before. That I don't think that existed in the first game. Some areas that are just like random roads named with a special name. But something not named after a town. And then so I'm supposed to walk. There's a last chapter is a level 45 area, so better not to get caught, really. I think Montoise is also the town with the most chapters. There's at least 4. We start Licari's chapter right now. Oh, we're actually doing it. Montoise is not... What am I saying? It's not a last... What am I saying? Nothing to do with the final chapter. We don't have Latin power, I think, so we're going to just rest real quick. We'll need it. If we're not looking in initiative in a fight in a second. Because we're doing a side quest. Ooh. Now she's good. I don't... Oh yeah, she died. She got killed. Good that I checked. So, usual Warrior Chapter 2, we do a bunch of duels. So here Hikari meets up with, he came here to see, what's his name? Kazan? Damn, what's his name? Starts with a K. Who's his father's strategist that has retired here. We kind of see that he's like an out of this world brilliant strategist, but he plays it very close to the chest and explain to people why he's doing what he's doing after it has been achieved. Some like right now he's maneuvering to get Hikari to play some of these so that he can place some bets, so that he can ruin the owner of this place, which apparently will make it that he can buy the place and change the practice of the of forced fights, and people are free, whatever, and he recruits part of an army for Hikari at the same time. But it's also like a bit something you know, he might have further motives. Sort of transpires, but he's helping. Everything's going fine. He's very supportive of Hikari. So what's happening? Oh, what's happening is nothing was happening. This is we duel 3 people. I don't know why. That's kind of weird. Why not? I mean, I'm the one doing the challenge, so we're doing Ice M. I have Ice M's. So I have to be careful because I have a large stone. If I use it, I have to find another one. So okay, we're beating people. Let's just say that the owner of this place is not very honest and doesn't really like to lose. So he's sort of pushing his best warriors against us. I didn't pay attention, but you learn skills at the end of these things. This one is the only one that matters. You should also try not to learn any other ones later. Use the Light Soul Stone. And any Soul Stone except the large one. So after the cutscene, I get to learn slowing sweep, sorry, which shows up in a few fights. Can actually show up in the next fight, depending on my situation. I don't want the enemy to play. So the owner is even more pissed, and he sent his like ultimate favorite champion person, basically, and we get to challenge him anyway, and everyone is betting on him because he's never been beaten to anything. But Kazan, whatever, is betting on us, makes a ton of money out of it, and does what we said earlier. We're gonna win, obviously. So here, slowing sweep matters, so let's do that. We play first. Now we can spear cut full, break, and here we use the Soul Stone, the large one. Oops. I may die. Okay, we're good. Oh, yeah, he says Tomono Tamini. His whole thing is friends. He speaks about friends a lot, all the time. Everything is friends, friends, friends. Friends are good, but it's so annoying. And now we have a real fight with Bandalam as a boss. And you know, the goal is for him not to play again. So armor corrosive, all the damage. Axe 3, spear 3. Guards. The money is very tight at this point. You don't get it wrong, or you're gonna lose. Well, you're gonna have to do extra fights after dying to a boss because you didn't have the right amount of money that you had planned. Here we're going to do a side quest that seems to be fairly difficult, but we come well prepared with money. We don't have enough. How is it that we don't have enough? Did I forget to sell something? We need 60k here. I don't have 60k. Let's take a fight outside, I guess. Where is outside? I go there? That's probably too hard for me. I'm not gonna make 5,000 easily. Did I forget to sell something? I don't think so. I have grows on trees. I have it 3 times. It doesn't make a difference, but I have it. So here I'm puzzled. Well, let me take a few fights outside. Let's just do that. It's not going to be fun because I'm not very strong. Yeah, we'll just real quick. Night is good for that. Fantastic. As I said, I'm not really equipped for that. I think I'm going to do I still have a fire am here? How much money does that make me? That's just not nearly enough. See, that's the problem. We were doing that at night. Let's see if I can salvage it by using the guards instead of the veterans ones. Improvising. A chest, maybe. I don't know where. I could have a look. But that's going to save, so we can try. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to die very quickly because it's a one-on-one fight. So... So there's a bit of story to that. We need... Oh, actually I'm wrong. I just need 1. That's just because I can't read. So I'm fine. I just wasted a soulstone. There's more. We do armor corrosive. We'll just do 1 veteran, not 2. Just that there's 2 different plans depending on what we see. Here we go. We're all fine. Here we go. So here we got the veterans out, which means that the fight is probably hard. This gives us 2 items, but more importantly the champion belt, which is a big damage bonus that we can equip on Throne, which is going to increasingly be... I think that gives us that. Maybe we got it on the previous fight, I don't know. Oh no, maybe that was Bentolam that. But the reinforcing jam we'll use as well later. And I guess the EXP is good. And we're going to Flame Church. And we're going to recruit old Detective Conan. So Temenos, he's an inquisitor for the church. His boss, the Pontiff, has been murdered via some wild beast, probably to pass it as an accident. And we have also observed that, despite the fact that it's his job to... Okay. It seems to be his job to you know... what's the word? What do detectives do? Well, he's a detective anyway. We're recruiting Temenos. Where he go? He happily gets those sort of the case taken off his hands by Sacred Knights. There seems to be some rivalry between him and the Sacred Knights, but he is still doing his investigation was what I was looking for. He was still investigating with a knight that he just met called a recently older knight called Crick, very young, very idealistic. And Crick gets very quickly reassigned so that he is not in contact with Temenos anymore. So obviously it's obvious that there's some politics going on. Temenos learns that there are, like, the Pontiff wanted to tell him about secrets in the church, some pretty dark secrets, probably considering how you know, like secretive he was. So Temenos wants to both figure out how the Pontiff died and inquire and try to investigate what these secrets were. And we go to Corning Creek. Where is Corning Creek? It's over here. You just break people, you don't beat them up. I don't know why I moved that today. I mean, it's very different. We have an extra soul stone. Yeah, and he's like really Detective Conan in many respects. Like this, one of his catchphrases is "Nantene," which is also something that Detective Conan says. It's very funny. Right. No, we need to defend. So we need 4. So attacking at night makes sure that she has some no armor reduction, just because of Throne's bonuses. At least Temenos' thing that gives a damage reduction. After the fight, warp to Orash. So that's where that is. Where is it? Here, of course it is here. So anyway, yes. That is true. I didn't explain what was happening here. So our friend Oswald went back to his burnt down home, met up with his assistant that indeed asked him for a fight to identify him, being just ridiculously suspicious, like, well, you might be a man with the same face and the same voice impersonating him. You never know. And then, like, you beat me up with a staff, and oh yeah, okay, that makes you a very good mathematician. That's just that's fantastic. Here we're following Mother. She's somewhere here. Like, so that's the where and so we get to investigate a slave trade thing. We need to steal this horse coin as a token that we can do slave business. Talk to the person here. And they send us to an old tavern at the back. And we finish the story here, right? Yeah. Where we're going to be recruited into a sort of game of Russian roulette with poison glasses. But before that, there's this thing, like, we meet a kid that has a mask and it's following us and we don't really know why. We steal his mask and he looks just like Pyro but kid, which will turn out to actually be relevant to the plot, though. It's never pointed out, and we never speak about that again. But it actually is relevant. Because there's a reason why he looks like Pyro. We talk to the person, we sit at death's table, I had to mash, we drink glasses, we're down to 2 glasses. What do we pick, right or left? I really wonder which one it should be, huh? If you pick the left one, you just game over. There's nothing funny to that, she collapses in game overs, and that's all. And you can just mash, I just wanted to show that off because that's funny. I mean, the game is really helpful there. Despite the fact that it just saved 5 minutes ago, so you're fine anyway. But finish the chapter, go to Conning Creek again. Yeah, because there's the finish at the end of the thing. So that was not really the end of the chapter. So now we're discovering that we've been set up, and so we're learning about the captain of the guards again. That seems to be someone very easily corruptible. Talk to a few people and they tell us they're like witnesses of the day and say there's been some weird things. We also learned that at some point that the husband of Clarissa, the research assistant, was actually killed in an accident. Because he was wondering, like he figured something was off about the official story. They did, though, and the torches when there's no carpet, but it's not as clear as it used to. So I'm walking because it's so early. Yeah. I'll just try to flee this one. Okay. Good. Well, that's Senvar. He's corrupted. He doesn't want to tell us where Avi is. He will anyway. Well, he doesn't know for sure, but... So here are the beastlings. They're strong. Yeah, I didn't notice it either. I played the entire game without noticing any of these things, but well, I guess your brain kind of noticed it. Just slowly drives you in the right direction. But when you're aware of it, it's it is really easy to follow. It's harder in this video game. Sometimes there are some red herrings, but it's done. We're going to Montwise. It is Oswald. Next chapter. Despite that, what we're really trying to do right now is finishing Patisho's story. But we have a bunch of conditions to get by then. I'm going to do a bunch of steals because I'm pretty short in soul stones. I still have one, I think, but where am I going? Is that where I'm going? That's where I'm going. Very good. So I'm going to steal both of these. That can backfire, but I think I'll get him. And we're gonna steal an item from this guy just for the money. Oh, by the way, we did hire a guy. He gives us 25% more money for sales. This is going to turn out to be useful because we're going to sell a lot of things to get money at some point, including that artwork, which is dazzling. So here we're looking for Harvey. We know he's been around. That's what we could learn from our friend Stenvar. Very good friend. If you hit him hard enough, or give him enough money. Oh, I failed. Something was off. Okay, so there's a hidden passage. We're going to find a secret laboratory for Harvey. Stay fine. There's a few things to get. So we're going to find Harvey, and he's going to tell us a few things. Really? I'm not supposed to have an encounter here. Oh, that's pretty spooky. Let's see if I... Really? Well, I'll just die then. I'll let myself be killed and restart this. It's going to be easier. So, see, I'm pretty underleveled. Great, waste my time. Did I run? I don't think I did run. I'll do this again. Anyway. So, he said he has found the one true magic. And the one true magic source is Shadow and Koku, as manipulated by a well-known evil archmage called, and this is not a joke, Dark... Okay, that doesn't work. That means I can run a bunch. Is it night? Yeah, we can do that to reset our step counter. No, it is not night. Ah, Switch to night. I didn't, thank you. You're right. That was the problem. All that for nothing too. It's fine, I have a... Let's do that right after. I mean, the point was usable weak points. I don't have enough characters. I don't really know, but... So, let's just put that back. So, back to our menu. And so, the older thing that we learn, beside this one true magic story, is the fire didn't kill all wife and kids. Well, kid, not daughter, wife and daughter. Harvey actually kidnapped them and made this golem here, the grieving golem, out of the wife's blood. That it didn't kill her, but he killed her sins. Then brainwashed the daughter so that she thought Harvey was her father. And so it turns out that Harvey's wife is from a tribe, called the Spirit of the Tribe of Light. And apparently their blood is useful in something shadow or something. And so yeah, the mage called Darkest will show up again. It's spelled D'*ARQEST. Oh. Yeah. So what do we do? Actually, maybe I play. We do spear. He stabs. Critical scope. That makes every hit critical. Timber's the fans because he doesn't have boost start. Then staff 3. Then beastlings. Then guards. And then Soulstone M. There we go. So then Harvey leaves with a daughter called Eleanor, without an H. And basically promises to sacrifice her to build something out of Darkest's blood. So he's going to go to his tomb and something. The something is called like the what's the name? It's a tome. He's making a book out of blood. It's kind of weird. Anyway. I did re-equip it this time, right? We're doing a little bit of exploration now. So the next chapter for Oswald is the final one. Okay. This time I am ahead. No! Seems that they're not as scary as they used to, though. And that's all third try, so we should be good. That's a high level place, and we are going to kill an encounter here. So we hope that we're not... That's Western Berry Hill, right? Need to remember where I am and where I'm going. Okay. So depending on what it is, 2 Mountain Kings, so it's... so we need a 4 actually. And an Elstone. I have a single Elstone. I have to find another one later. Defense. And 4 guards. Now we have a menu. Skill. There's 3 skills. Because we need more JP. Temenos. That's going to help us flee. We're going to get Evil Ward. And Altisho gives 1 merchant skill for Hang Tough. But we'll need later. Temenos. Now we're pretty safe at this point. I think I want to walk a little there. We didn't equip Life in Shadows yet. Okay. Because we're going to do that later. Very soon. Or are we? When is it actually? Oops. Life in the Shadows? It's quite a bit later actually. Interesting. Here we are. Damn. But, here I am. Okay. Do that. There's a chest outside that is really well hidden that we will need soon. It's actually another Herb of Serenity. Over here. And then Connie Creek again, which is around here. Oh, sorry. Wrong place. Around here, yeah. We're going to do a bit of exploring. We're actually going somewhere and just taking things along the way. I think. Not really. We're just doing some exploring here. So we're first going to the desert. Again, but from a different place. So at this point, we surprise foos fairly often. And escape is easier because of Evil Ward. And we have 2 tries. So we're pretty safe. Now, the next step. When we've built up that sort of defense, the next step will be to build offense. And, do damage. Now we can pretty much go where we want, sorta, kinda. And run. Yes, over here. There's not very long. Don't worry. I surprised my foes, I think. I was not looking, but... no shrines. They're completely useless in first approximation. I've asked around and said, and people told me there are some very situational situations where some of them might be useful, but in the 80% route, it really doesn't make any sense. The point is, even if we had a route that was forced to get all of them, it's really unclear we'd use any. So, even if it was not a time loss, I mean, they'd be a time loss on the menus, but they're very not good. We're going north. Oh yeah, I know where I'm going. Okay. I think. I'm pretty sure I'm good. Here I'm defending, so make sure that I have a second escape attempt, just in case. Because all my characters were after the first monster on turn 2, so just in case, I defend with one and flee with the second. But yeah, I was saying at some point, time passes and it passes like faster during transitions. I'm not exactly sure what the rules are. Great. Same point. That's a chapter we're starting. That's part of a route because I said we want to beat Party Show's story, and this is his chapter 3. Speaking of, they gave him a cowboy accent in English. He goes like he starts fights shouting like "Yeehaw!" which is already a meme in the community, obviously. In Japanese, he also has an accent, which I believe to be an Osaka accent, but I'm very terrible at that, so I wouldn't swear to it. But that's a typical kind of accent that Japanese people use to make you sound like you're from the backcountry, as opposed to from the city. Though, of course, and Osaka has huge cities, but it just sounds backcountry to Tokyo people, I guess. We're going to Winter Bloom. Is that over there? It is over there, yeah. I almost know what I'm doing. Ah, that's an Octopath. I'm going to ignore it, but let's listen to the music a little. I love the little hat and the little book. It's just so adorable. That's so good. This music, by the way, so in one of Party Shows there's sort of optional stories that are not really optional. You need to do at least one of them, and one of them unlocks recorded music in taverns, and to do that you just have the first 3 musics you get are 3 arrangements with different instruments of this very like the Octopath / Kate song theme. I guess it's a theme. We're getting the scholar jobs that other people than Oswald can help us walk. We can take Oswald off of the party and we can still go places. Which we are going to do, because we need to level up all 8 characters. To some degree. That also happens to be Thrones Chapter 2. Oh, there's Chapter 2. Father's Root. So, we are actually getting someone on top of Oswald all of a sudden. Here. So, Temenos is learning some scholar skills. Just enough. Becoming an inventor. Instead of Oswald, I think. No, it was Partitio. And Partitio becomes a scholar and 2 skills. Then we equip. Partitio goes evasive maneuver here and gets something tough. And Temenos gets evasive maneuvers. Yeah, we'll see if I haven't forgotten to do a thing. I did forget to do the thing. Okay, that's easily fixed. We go to Ore Rush. I'm pretty sure I spoke to the guy there. What did I do? Did I buy something wrong? So I remember changing night to day here. I just didn't buy the thing. That's one quest I did find and do. It actually unlocks another job that we are going to use, but not necessarily. It's going to be surprising at all. So there's a sword in the stone, that's the name of the quest, and you use a pickaxe to keep it up, to take it out, and the sword is rusty, so she doesn't want it, and she gives it to you. Yeah, also, the story with the music, I think, is the one that is here, actually. That's why you see Partitio's face on the thing, and we finish the story. So what do we do in this story? Well, we meet up with Father that was waiting for us. He tells us how he actually married our mother. So we thought we were an orphan. Not really. Actually, Mother already told us of her mother. She killed her. Mother killed your blood mother person. So Moza killed your haha. Also, can we talk how much they use this thug with the hat and the long hair? Just so conspicuous, and it's everywhere. So this very sprite, that guy, everywhere. We'll see more. I'll point out. Thug with a hat. That will be we'll point it out every time we see him. So he married our mother, and so is he her real father? Well, there's now no. Apparently, after swearing eternal love, she just eloped with somebody else. Got a kid, and he's been like, and Father has been like supremely jealous since, has raised us as his daughter anyway. But it's very weird because he's like the most composed character we deal with, much more than Mother, for instance. But he's going to completely lose it. Though he loses it in chapter 3. Maybe I'm skipping ahead. That's the next chapter. But oh yeah, we're promising this lady that we're going to save her. But when we come back, she's not here. I don't know. We don't know what happened to her. It's not really clear why that was included. Yeah. Also, that's just mean. Yeah, so I'll get to that. If you finish the game, you kind of figure out what's happening, ish. So I'll get to it. So what? A merchant, hired help, beasting 3. Here we go. So chapter 2 bosses are not scary anymore. Most of the characters have compelling stories. Actually, like all 7 of them, except Agnia. We'll get there, but Agnia, she wants to be a star. And that's all. That's her entire story. Or motivation at the very least. Now, so important stuff is going to happen. I couldn't turn to the light today before I exited. It's not much of a problem. I'm gonna have an encounter anyway, but... We're going to a level 45 zone, but we don't really care anymore. Yeah, so, like, at least characters have pretty strong motivations, and most of the stories make sense on their own. As Capetroll says in chat, Throne's ending doesn't really make sense. I don't really know, like, it just comes out of nowhere and goes nowhere. But then they sort of, they come together as a whole. It's much easier to find the end of the story than in the first game, so that's a good thing. I would like, despite the fact that this game is more complex and maybe doesn't have cool super bosses like the first one, I think it's the more accomplished one, and if someone were to play a single of the 2 games, I would probably recommend number 2. So we're getting in Timbrain. Timbrain is Cassie's final chapter. But there's a... They are... But the storytelling is improved. That's not great. So, we're going here with Cassie, and this is where the items we picked up at the very beginning of the game will become very important. The 2 herbs of serenity will be used here. So Cassie's night power is the same as Throne, but Throne is level capped, so she can't ambush this guard. She's too low level. But Cassie's power is based on items, and this is we just pick the items to sleep this guy, and that will give us another rusty weapon, which I also find in my casual playthrough. There's a few things that I actually did. Isn't that incredible? Where next? We go to Crackridge, which I never remember. Here we go. And then we're going to go to Gravel, which is where we turn in these rusty weapons. We'll get a 3rd one later, but right now we needed these 2. I'm sure they are. Oh yeah, and here is for some reason we have Partisho's thing, so we're good. Maybe we'll listen to this theme a little. That's one of my favorite themes in the game. It's kind of neat. It is very ominous. And I actually don't know in the story why we are enshrouded in shadow right now. So I'm gonna break this guy because he's being annoying. What does he break with? Orog breaks with spear. And of course it's my... Okay, I'm gonna flee again this time. Just, okay. And then the Shadow Shroud is over. But when there's a Shadow Shroud like this, you have this shadow versions of existing things. Do we have something on the way? I did use up my... that's in the next screen, okay. So I gotta find... one extra soul stone from the brown chest just up the stairs. I think that's the one. I'll point out that we're level 22. We're just happily running in a level 45 zone. Yeah, so I don't know how rare the items for casty stuff are. I didn't really look for them in real playthrough. But of course, in the speedrun we can use it strategically. Generally speaking, I think this game is much more interesting as a speedrun, because things to do, it's just a pretty, it's a big puzzle. We're going to do that again. We need to incapacitate this guy. We actually didn't forget to... I think we bought that one. Or stole it from someone. And we can turn in the weapons here. So we're gonna get the arm master job, as well as 2 restored weapons. And we're going to sell them immediately. Because they sell for 100k and we really don't need them. And remember, we have this guy that raises or sells money by 25%. So we're going to sell them not for 200k but 250k. I also walked too far. The thing is here. Okay. Because I need to buy stuff from there. So we want to sell this and this. And also this, but that's tiny money in comparison. And then we buy 3 of these for later. Yes. And then what? Then we go to the inn, which is here-ish. Here it is. And we hire this guy. This guy reduces the cost of purchases by 20%. And gonna do a thing. Oh, so by the way, it is time. We have 3 colors: red, blue, or black, and 3 signs. It's a trident, a sun, or an octopus, which you want to see on the ship. Because we have to choose very, very soon, right now, actually. Pointing that we're also going to, we're going to save 20k out of this, so that's 70k saved with the hires. Red octopus, okay. That's interesting. I believe this is Quadra's choice as well. It's like a red herring, but it's an octopus, legit. Plus Octo is really, so red. I mean, they're all gorgeous, by the way, so it doesn't matter. They're all very cute. Okay. It's an octo herring. Place order. I do like the octopus, but they're all good. The black and the blue are very good too. So now that we've bought the boat, we'll immediately go back to my chapter 3. And a point I was making is that the boat, the ship is one of the 3 extra quests that appear as secondary quests for Particio. But we need to do one of them. But here, there's this guy. He's getting he's getting made. The guy is trying to sell him silver, and you're like, that is not like, he says, oh, that's real Ulrush silver. And like, I know Ulrush silver. I've been mining it and selling it all my life. This is not it. This is not even silver. And the guy said, oh, you saved me so much money. And say, oh, I'm looking for this guy called, oh, I forgot a bit, by the way. So in the previous chapter at the end, we sort of negotiated with Rock to be able to acquire the rights of his steam engine for 80 billion leaves, which is a lot of money. And so now we're going to petition the local rich guy called Alrond to invest these 80 gigs for us. And this person tells us, oh, but if you want to petition Alrond, maybe you need to have, like, you know, something to show for it. And you're like, ah, but I bought a boat. I'm a real merchant, yeah? And I need to stay here because I need to take Oswald back over Casti. Okay. We're getting the dancer job here. And we're now going to Alron's thing and saying, oh yeah, I'm sure he will be very impressed by your boat. So going to the place. You're then welcomed by the local what's the name? You know, the caretaker or something, not caretaker, the Majordomo, something like that. And you find the guy and say, oh, I was waiting for you. And you find the guy, and oh, surprise, you really didn't expect that. It was actually Alrond all the time. The butler, yeah, that was the word I was looking for. Thank you. So the butler is expecting you, and then the guy that you saved from being robbed was actually Alrond. And that was such a surprise. Anyway, so now we're going to invent the supermarket. That's kind of the joke in Partisho. He invents a bunch of things throughout his quest that are just hallmarks of modernity. So in that case, that's the department store. That's how they call it, but whatever. Now we need to find a bunch of merchant to man the store, and then a bunch of merchandise to be sold there. It's there's nothing to it. We just do this. Yeah, let's go through there. I think I've determined that's the fast way. Memory cursor, forget about it. I could have mashed. And then here. Ah! Okay, so now we have merchants, we need to find the thing. And we're going to get some free teleports, and in some routes you can use some of them to get some things over there. When I say free teleports, I you know, in the words of Simon Peyton-Jones, when something is free, we mean it's already paid for. Of course, we have the loading time and all that, but we have to do them anyway. So we could use that. At any point, I need to walk. It's not just pressing B to walk. I buy a thing. Yeah. Coffee beans. Isn't that cool? Then we're going to Clockbank, and we're going to get some clockite, I imagine, or something like that. Maybe some clocks. I don't know. This guy is the guy who made the tank engine, I think, the steam engine, mass produced. No, yeah, we got a watch, pocket watches. So yeah, Elrond's tasked us to sort of revivify his town. He said, I've tried everything, but the town is living a long-lived depression, and I can't invest in your stuff until you've proved that you can, you know, you want to solve poverty. Well, solve poverty in this town first. That's what Aaron goes, and we do. Everything goes fine, just fine. And so Aaron goes, yeah, here's a check. Here's 80 gigs. But before that, we need to report on him. And there's this weird, mystical, magical mist here. Turns out it's not magical at all. It's just from a steam engine. And we sort of humiliated Rock's aide, and he got fired. And now he wants vengeance. It's actually a pretty tough fight because he's invincible. For now. Party show. Soul L. Oops. He says, I won't forgive. It's a samurai thing I hear, I don't really know. Okay. Anyway, yeah, he's completely deluded, and then Party 2 tell him, well, you're not gonna be hired by just kicking my ass. Anyway, you can't kick my ass. And then he hires him instead. Just, for whatever, and then we get the check. There's a nice travel banter with Throne after, where she says, can I see the check? And Particho goes, oh yeah, just have a look at it. And he said, like, you can't show an 80 gig check to anybody. What are you doing? Think about your SecOps. Anyway, now we can go finish the chapter. I think we start from there, right? Yeah. So we're going to Particho's final chapter. Also, I'm pronouncing like half the time Particho, half the time Particho. The Japanese said Particho. It's not very natural in English. And if it's supposed to sound like Italian or Portuguese or something, I just make more sense. We're not actually killing this. It's just it's easy to break. Well, we don't need to break it, apparently. So it's just for reproducibility that we're taking Knight here, as far as I understand. No, not higher. Oops. That would be a problem. Well, it's not a bank check quite yet, so they live in a pre. It's just a you know, a promise for 80 giga, because there should still be a name on it, but I think we want to steal something. No, we want to buy something from this person. Diffusing serum. Oh, yeah, that will yeah, we just go into town. We can go either from right or left. I don't think there's any difference. My brain prefers left. And this is Patricia's final chapter. So it's our first final boss as well. They are pretty tough. They all have gimmicks. They're difficult to play through. I think Patricia's good. So we find this place. We sort of discover Rock is going for his reveal, and we don't really find a way in. And Uri shows up and says, "Oh, Patricia, she's also been in Wellgrove before." So she's like following Patricia everywhere. And she goes, yeah, I know a secret way in. I'm a journalist. I know secret ways into anywhere. So we go through the tavern. It's a nice song. So yeah, there's a stage show where he will reveal his new mass-producible engine. We are just going through there. I think we can't get encounters. We don't even have like a step counter happening on ladders. Ladders, which are one of these very incremental additions in this video game compared to the first one. We can go down that ladder. Not much happening here. There's not really much of a carpet to follow, but there's not really many places to go anyway. So I've got a few things to get here. I didn't check, but Patricia's good. So getting to this room, and there's money in it. And here we can hear the travel banter. Maybe that's the one I was just talking about. I don't remember where we're going. We're going here, okay. And here we can hear another travel banter. And normally we should escape without any encounter. We can just do that. So we get to the place and we just jump on Rock and say, "Aha! I've got this 80 gig check." And Rock, who had no intention of ever making this deal, goes, "I'm not going to accept the check. How do I know this Albron person is going to pay?" And so Albron had actually anticipated that and just shows up in a ship with 80 billion in silver leaves, which is just delightful. And now we have 80 billion in our inventory. You can see that 80 billion and 100k. That's kind of funny. And by the way, we still have this hire. We still have this hire that saves 20% on purchase. But that's just a lie, because it's not going to do anything. I'm pouring some water on my tea. So the 80 gigs are actually managed completely differently. It's an illusion that you actually have 80 gigs. You can't use them to bribe these two guys here and Actually, I think the maximum is something like 1 million. We don't know of a glitch to keep the money now. That would be funny though. You can't teleport out, and you can't actually use it. But you've got to admit, that's a funny perspective. You do the purchase at 80 and you don't actually spare anything. Even 20% or even like 5% of 80 gigs would be huge. And so like you know, so Rock is like, oh fine, etc. But he still doesn't have any. Ooh, I did a boo-boo. Made me die real quick. I'm supposed to do that at night, and this is not gonna work. So let me just die. See, it's powerful. And then we do the real fight. Yeah, you can't suplex the train. While we're dying, it's story time, right? So I don't think suplexing the train was intended in Final Fantasy VI. But when Square Enix, which are also the people who made this game, released Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, they did part of their communication on the train suplex. They did that on social media, and social media very quickly pointed out that in their remastered train suplex, the train was not flipped upside down. They didn't do that right, and so they went and fixed the game so that the suplex would upside down the train. And it is kind of disappointing that they don't have some sort of suplex Easter egg, in this video game, considering it is largely the same people. I've seen people call this split in their speedrun, call it suplex for this very reason. There's something about trains. Okay, now we're going to win. See, that it's better than the game that the train doesn't get a turn, right? Now we do Beasting 3, Beastling 3, which is going to mostly break things, not entirely. I also still forgot something, so we're gonna die again. No. Is there another story? I need a step ahead on Temenos. Yes, I think like everybody wanted a suplex. So look at Rog just vibing on the train. So Rog is like, he's a big deal, right? He like kind of invented the steam engine, like the steam engine locomotive with a cannon, which I think would be a problem. I don't know if you've ever seen a steam engine locomotive before, but like 2/3 of the space is the coal bin, because you need so much fuel to get these things running. What if I did my menu instead of not doing it? Yeah. So there's part of the menu that is optional, and that's why I skipped it. But anyway, so we just lost like 5 minutes. Everything's fine. So my tea is ready. I should remember that. It's just it's Japanese sencha, infuses very fast. And I just poured some in. I didn't make it. I didn't make a bottle of it this time. I just have a bottle of water. So, what am I going to forget this time? Hopefully nothing. I got bitten by that in practice, by the way, so I should remember. But now, okay, we're good. We're on track. Hopefully, now we have 4 people playing. On the first turn, much better. Party that goes first, and Party to defends. Patio also has like one of the best latent powers. Oswald goes leg hold on the obsidian thing. That will play last, so we do the beastlings again. Timino's door goes critical scope. Critical. That was not a very good menu on the steam engine. No, apparently. No, we didn't give him boost out. We don't need to, I guess. He doesn't really need a lot of BPs in this route. Not yet. Partichos goes beastling again at 4, which is going to kill everything except the main engine. Here we go. That is now much easier to break. Throne needs a bit of a refill. Timonos, Springy Boots, he doesn't really need to, so his rule here is if Oswald was to play last. So I'm going to explain what happens. Okay. I'm gonna take a break. These bosses have 2 phases. All the chapter 4 bosses, I think. So when you get them down under a certain amount of HP, they go, there's a dialogue, and then you have another phase, which is usually much more dangerous. And if you do a ton of damage on the thing, they will go down at 1 HP. You will have the dialogue, and maybe you can kill them before they start being dangerous. However, and that is very funny, by the way, the way they implemented prevent from killing is a hidden bonus status, right? Like a boost. What's the word? A buff. It's a hidden buff. And there's a baiting orb is a skill from the hunter that removes buffs, and it works on the on the thing. So we're going to kill it before it acts. But for that, I need to make sure that Oswald is not the last to play next time. So I could have used the inventor skills spring boots on Oswald to make sure he plays first. But he already plays first, so we can just do nothing. We don't need Temenos anymore. We're going to break. There we go. And we're going to kill it. We're never going to see the second phase. Yeah, that's the funniest thing. When I first learned the route, I was like, why do you guys do a baiting orb? What do you do with that? And they were like, well, about that. Thunderell. So she's full. She does collect. She does collect. Because there's a lot of money here. And latent power. And more beastlings. That should kill. There we go. No second phase. Otherwise, you would not be able to kill it. And wait until it unbreaks and you get the second phase starting with the dialogue and all that. And then you just hire him for 1. And then he becomes basically the CEO of your company while you're running the world and saving poverty. He goes back in all rush and does all sort of things. End of Partichos's story. Why did we do that? That's gonna come up in a second or two, I don't know. It's going to be soon. Actually, it's all in chapters 3 that you learn about your mother when you're thrown A, I realize. Where are we going? We're going to New Delsta for some reason. And we're doing one of these extra story chapters with 2 characters. They're pretty short, they're pretty cryptic, but they sort of build onto something. I really wish the game had more like the side quest help building the lore as well. But I feel they don't really do that, like not often enough to get me interested. So at the end, there's a few intriguing things, but the threads are pulled a bit, not very competitively. So we find an old colleague slash mate, like university mate of Oswald. And he wants to build a telescope, so that's another tool of modernity that Party 2 helped invent. And I think I decided that was the route. And Party 2 say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna help you make a telescope. I'm gonna find you the parts. The guy just is too incapable of taking care of himself. Typical, you know, media versions of academics. And so when we find him, he doesn't have money. He hasn't eaten for days. The joke though is that he he just can tell you to the minute how long he hasn't eaten for, which is kind of funny. And so now he's going to go to the same place as the library. What's the name? Montois is here to build his thing. And he said, yeah, visit me someday. And that's the second part of the chapter, after their 2 final chapters are beaten. That's all for me. We're going to Sai, which is over there. Here you can find the Scent of Commerce side quest for Party Show. Gives you a library, and there's a bunch of things. And you learn there about a portal somewhere between this world and another one where monsters probably come from. You learn about semi-humans, how they sort of appeared. This will show up in Uchede's chapter as well, so I'll talk about it then. We have gotten the warrior license, and we go to Wellgrove. We start the chapter 3 of Throne, not Hikari. That's where we learn that Mother killed our mother. And in the corresponding chapter 3, Father, we will learn that Father has been married to our mother. All good stuff. We are stealing someone's clothes from them, a tradition from the first game that we can disguise as a nun. There's... I think that's the guy, right? Oh yeah, that's a... Okay, that's a very important quest. Bribe the strolling townsperson. So in this side quest, we learn about a man that's been hanging at night, picking up the trash. It turns out to be Adrond, you know, the super rich guy. He's just been disguising himself and picking up the trash. He calls it treasure hunting. There's a whole like backstory to his knowledge. He's knowing Misha, Tamen, the butler here. That is cute. So Misha used to do that, like pick up trash and try to find sellables in it. We just speak to him twice. What? I missed a thing? What did I do? Did I not bribe it? What did I do? Did I buy something? That would be stupid. I don't think the money is tied, so that's fine, but... What's this guy? I did bribe him. Did I not get the... I didn't get the scrutinize. Ah. I don't know why, Here we go. I didn't notice. Okay, so Alron has been doing that. So, yeah, Misha used to be a pupper, and he used to try and sift through, sorry, trash to try and find things to make money, and so something Alron something. The point is, from now on, we can hire Alron, and what Alron does is when he's used as a summon during a fight, he does also like so we're going to bribe him. So he costs 200,000 to recruit, but we can bribe it for 300, which does hire for cheap. And now he's only 160,000, which is much cheaper. We hire him, so he says receives 15% off purchase, but his skill gives you EXP and JP multipliers if you summon in combat. We warp to Cropdale, and we're going to finally recruit Agnia. So I need to talk about Agnia's story. She's a country girl. Her mother was a star who died at a young age of an illness, and now she wants to be a star too. She's hardworking. Everybody loves her. She's super enthusiastic. And she needs to be level 35 by the time she hits her second dual chapter, extra stories chapter. And so we need a lot of EX. She needs to be level 35. Okay. Right now she's level 1, and Tony is level 24, by the way. This is going to matter in a second. Here we go. And now, so we're going to get life in the shadow. In the shadows, sorry. So that we can get more JPs and EXPs at night only. We're gonna get a step ahead on Cassie, and we're going to go fight a fight. That is a side quest. You find a few foreign assassins outside, and if you beat them, you get an extra hire for your hired help. But we don't really care about that. I mean, it's just a little better than veterans, but it's not very useful. And they cost a lot of money, but they also give us a tremendous amount of EXP and JP. Okay, so we're level 24. We're going to fight now. You fool. Okay, so we are going to start the break. Defend with Casti. Summon with Particio. Which is the first summon. GP times 2. We're aiming for at least time 10 on JP and EXP. We do a Concoct times 3. We do 3 flowers and deficient serum. We're gonna sleep everybody for 6 turns. Or something, yeah. And now we defend. And we wait until Alron gives us the silly thing. It's much easier than than Bewildering Grace. Damn. We still have a few. We still have some chances, but it's starting to be less likely. But we can still reload anyway. There's a decent chance to get times 100 too, which is stupid. But the multiplayer stack additively, I think. But this one might be different. This one might be multiplicative. We have EXP times 10. If we get JP times 10 in the next 2 tries, we're good. Otherwise, we just restore the smell. That is slow. We'll see. We're good. We still have 1 turn to flee after that. That's our last chance. If he goes there, we'll No! Shit. I didn't mean to flee. Okay, well, whatever. We're starting over. We do. We'll do it again. It's fine. Just checking real quick. We're good, yeah. So I think this one is independent from the times 2, yeah. So we get times 20, not times 12, but I'm not actually sure. That was a bit early. We're good. You fool. So it is a bit silly. Well, they have it. Oh no! So good! I hope we get it this time. I never played with the times 100. Let's have fun. Let's have a little bit of fun with it. Mercenary. That's just to set up for the kill later. Defend. Concoct 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sleep. Give me the JP times 10, please. Because that's gonna be silly. I want to see how much it does. Here we go. A. We break. Nice. We just use the veterans here and we kill. So let's appreciate the we are level 82. So for the record, if you have time 10s, you end up level 54 or something like that. What does every drop counts? I don't know what this is. That is a stupid bunch, yes. Also, Throny has just enough. Has that I will need to farm. Oh, that's good. Just a little bit more than enough. Oh. Oh no, we're fine because we only have 6 turns of Alrond, and so we have a last turn. We can flee on the last turn because they're still asleep. You possess formidable strength. I would gladly help you in a fight. Aid you in a fight, sorry. So now we're stupid. I'm going to be improvising because I've never played through the notes with one-headed, but things are a bit easier. And now we go to Mary Hill. From the merchant to the bottom, that's the guy. Oh yeah, well, we need we're taking this. Oh yeah, that's 100% for sure. Because that's a good weapon. We will use that for damage. So our main source of damage will be Throne, together with Aber's her divine skill. Just to check, Agni is level 82, so she's at least level 35, which will be good for the level check. So Agni's allure power is good. I think it's the was her knight power. So her knight power here, Agni is here. That's entreat, and that's level based, and we'll need it for a quest. We need a level 35. Anyway, quick cloak from the lady in blue. That's the lady here. That's just probably for speed, because Aber's is speed based. It's good. And we got it, right? Yeah, everything is 100% anyway. And then we go to the armor, which is here. And we buy Swift Shield. Oops. And we don't have enough money. Have syllables? I don't. I have that. I forgot to sell it. I guess. When do I sell it usually? I don't know. I need to check. Give me a little. Did I just remove it via? Oh yeah, I was supposed to sell it when I sold everything. I'm a bit short in money because that was supposed to be in the 25 plus thing. Oops. I hope it's not going to bite me. Well, I'm not going to spend money on them. On the thing. I'm just going to skip an encounter and I'm good. We don't equip quite yet. Go to New Delsta. That's over here. New Delsta or Encourage? No, we do New Delsta. Here. And we do the chapter 2. Agnes chapter 2. She goes to a concert of a natural star that exists called Dulcinea Luci. And she doesn't know what a ticket is. Haha, she's a country girl. So she finds a ticket from someone. We do Temenos over Batisho. This guy gonna get Fortifying Nut for Throne later. And so we get the ticket, we see the concert, she really likes it. Then there's this guy down on his luck. He's a tavern owner, but he didn't get to see the theater, and you see that the owner of this theater is not nice with him in particular. So we help the down on his luck tavern owner build back his business by singing at his tavern and, encouraging him to pick up the piano again And that puts the owner of this concert hall very, very angry. That makes him super angry. Like he feels threatened by the fact that there's another place to get some shows in this town. Like, talk about someone who's insecure. And so he comes and trashes the place. And we go have a turn talking with him. But for now, we'll just get some clients. Oops, say we need day. Some clients for the town. Okay, there's a lady. I'm lost. Nope. Did I miss someone? Where's the lady? I'm confused. Oh, I need to. Sorry, I know what I need. I need to go back here every time. It's not like the merchant chapter. Different rules. Now we hire her. And we bring her back. I'm going to teleport to Crack Ridge, because we want to finish from the entrance to save a little bit of time. As we have a little bit of thing to do in Crack Ridge, which is over there, not here. We're going to go find some more good items. So there's a shipwreck here. And we are going to not kill the encounter there. Because I don't need to. Okay. Soon we'll see a boss with the EXP times 100. We'll see what it does. So now our next goal is basically to finish the build on Throne A. So we just want this. I think it's a weapon or something. Oh, Rusty Dagger, yeah, more money. So rusty weapons, they go to the armorer guy, and he's going to yell at us for selling the weapons. He's going to say, if you're true like lovers of weapons, you're going to buy them back from me right now. Oh yeah. He sells it for even more money than you sold it. I'll punish you for it. Now we have the thing, and we're going to sell it immediately. We need to entreat from someone in the armor. Where is the armor? It's over there. We're going to do these two things. The enchanted blade is for money, the other is for damage. We are still here. We're going to sell. So we're going to sell what? The enchanted edge, I think. But not the diamond dagger, careful. I'll have a bit of money again. And the butler's tailcoat. So no, we're not selling the... Yeah, we do sell the thing. Butler's tailcoat for a little bit of money. I could, yeah, it's fine. So we're going to equip her, and we're going to equip the physical belt over the JP Augmenter, and we're going to add the JP Augmenter to Temenos. And we're going back to New Delstadt to finish this quest. We need to be day, because it's Allure. Getting something. So yeah, we are getting customers to Jill over there. And then he'll just pick up the piano. We're gonna dance. There's gonna be the trashing. We're gonna go give a stern talking to the concert hall owner, who will fight back, and then he's going to be yelled at by Dulcinea, who's like, yeah, just leave the lady alone, don't be an asshole, or I don't play in your concert hall. There you go, you're gonna get good friend with Dulcinea. So, more tea, please. No, I've got to do something? I'm not going here? Forgot to do a thing. What did I forget to do? Oh, I need to come... I'm an idiot. Yeah, you have to come back. I just skipped a step. Have to come back to the tavern after the show, just to see that it's been trashed. So that's good. Let's do that. I'm gonna see the piano has been broken. It's pretty... pianos are expensive. You don't break a piano. Look at this. And now we go give that stern talking to, yeah, okay. He's gonna hear of me. Oh yeah. Just super cute. But it's also like not very interesting, like it's difficult to relate with that particular motivation, I think. So, yeah, we just go. I never know where you're supposed to. So there'll be a cutscene here. The spare piano in Flame Church. There are other pianos. But he's going to rebuild this one. I like to change to night here. But I'm not sure this is the right place. It most definitely isn't. Yeah, that's the point. We are going to change here instead. I still had time. Yeah, well, that's on me. It's fine. It's not like... it's not free, so... I also... Yeah, no, I did my menu good. I don't think I need to be at night with the EXP type 100 route, but... Also... We are very overleveled. It's an easy fight on the other route. But on this one... It is just stupid. Yeah, we don't exit turn one. And we use just the one character. Here we go. It's a pity that it happens on a playthrough and not an actual run, but you know, whatever. We're going to continue Cassie's story. So Cassie doesn't really remember anything, and she has this sort of mystery to come through, understanding why she's unpopular and what her memory are telling her she's supposed to do. And you know, she's a very, very good apothecary apparently. How does she remember that and nothing else? And so she found a oh yeah, we just discovered here that Dulcinea has a bit of nefarious intent. Besides the, you know, she's like, yeah, I helped the lady, the young lady, because I'm not threatened by her. And is the plan, is things are going according to plan? And she's going to, like a, you know, anime villain ladies. It's fantastic. Great story. Anyway, so she found a book note on her person with, you know, there's her name and there's a bunch of places where she's been to. So she's going to visit places that she's already visited and try to figure something out about her past. Here she just discovers that everybody here knows her. She's like, oh, this Cassie Sensei, so good. Then we hear about the sort of mayor, local mayor, that apparently is a close, almost friend. So we go see her. That's where is this over here? Over here, right. We want this. And so we discover that said mayor called Rosa is very sick. She is going to die soon. She just wants to live for her daughter's 12th birthday long enough. There are some succession matters at hand, but it's also largely just because she wants to see the 12th birthday thing. And so there's a cousin that also wants to be her successor. So mayors are hereditary in this town, apparently. And he is a reformer of sorts. He goes a bit too far, and he takes this whole thing quite a bit too seriously. So we end up in a fight. It's a bit of an excuse for a fight, and then Castia will have few memories. We do a soothe. Need to do a menu here, which is a bit different than on the other route. So throw in a warrior, 5 skills, because she needs surpassing damage. It used to be surpassing damage. Now it's more power. She gets inventor. Then Agnia, merchant, 4 skills. I'll take Io's help just in case, but she doesn't really need it. Scholar. She's taking something, yeah. She just needs 2 skills. And she becomes a hunter. And take abating orb, which is, the final boss killing thing. Temenos becomes a warrior, it doesn't take anything. And Casti becomes a scholar, which is a very decent sprite. I think the dancer sprites are not very good here, but we're going to learn Abers. Peak performance. So when she does more damage at max HP and deal more damage. Casti. Evasive maneuvers. No. Sorry, Casti. Yeah, I guess evasive maneuvers, that's it. And that's all Nagnia, right? Oh no, she just doesn't get anything. And Agnia gets... Oops. Gets... Right, bow start. Hanged off. And a saber head. Okay, I went through that menu. I survived. That was a bit hard. Okay, have a great night. I'll continue that tomorrow anyway. Probably in the afternoon though, so you might not be available. So we're going to an old tavern again. They kidnapped the young lady. Also, that's Mick and Mac from the first game. I don't really know. And yes, damage. There are some bosses with more than the maximum 100,000, but we'll deal with them. I wonder where a good point to stop here is. We're a decent way through. The hardest bit of the run is past. So yeah, she remembers things, and Melia talks about another guy called Trousseau that she just vaguely remembers. That's where that happens. So was a young starting apothecary that yeah, we helped when we were here. We go to Calbrine. Oh, Temenos' story. Something interesting again. Yeah, another catchphrase that he has is something about truth being in the flame, Shijitsu something. That reminds me very much of Detective Conan's Shinjitsu wa Hitotsu. Anyway, we get to Calbrine trying to investigate here, because there was a theologian that spoke with the pontiff before he's dead. We might be the last person who spoke with him. And we arrive here, and he is already dead. He's been killed as well. And what's the fastest route? There, I guess. So we go, that's the theologian house. We have the scene where Temenos goes into detective mode. These are the sacred knights, the people who have rivalry with. And so he goes there. He's like mostly in his head, but he sees real things. It's a bit strange. Anyway, we do some investigating. And what? And yeah, we discover something about an order of the 8 gods, the order in which they beat. I haven't talked about that. But there's a dark god in this story called Vide, and the 8 gods were the same 8 gods in the first books. They actually banished Vide at some point, and they sort of got beaten one after the other, with Elfric being the last one. Elfric is the Flamebringer. He's sort of the head of the church, or the founder of the church. And we just discover that people are being killed in reverse. And we go to the tavern, not to... where's the tavern, actually? Over here, no? No, isn't it? Where's the tavern? I don't know where the tavern is. So it's over here, okay. Well, it was a faster way through. So we discover that the assassin seems to be killing people in the reverse order. And so we anticipate that the next person he will kill is a dancer. And there happens to be a famous dancer right here, right now. So we do course here. So now we're going to see why we are a warrior. We need to break warrior 6 damage. Oh, not 6, but 4. We do another time without the boost. It does 3 hits and it's broken. We can now. Otherwise, I'm losing my voice. Otherwise, it acts like I'm shouting, aren't I? It acts like investigate and scrutinize, but you have to break the guy first. It's your interrogation technique. Now, jobs. Hikari becomes a merchant. And now we are going over there. So this is the boat of the Sacred Guard, I think, they arrived with, and he's just there, but unclear why, honestly. There's a pattern. We're going to catch up with him, and when we're when we're about to capture him, the Sacred Guard will appear and take him away. We have actually found Crick again. That's just here. In this chapter, that's where he was moved. Oh yeah, and Throne calls Timinos Metante, which is like famous detective. That's the name. It's Metante Conan in Japanese. Anyway, so they're going to take him away. They're going to reassign Crick to somewhere else, but we are going to be invited to interrogate. That's Vados. That's the name of this person. Vados, the architect, in prison, in the Knights, the Sacred Knights headquarters. I may be a bit confused. I think there might be Sacred Guards and Sacred Knights, and there might be different things, but I'm not sure. I didn't get that point. We are going to finish Throne's chapter, but I don't remember where it is. Right here. In Monowise. No, that's not the one. That's the one? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it was written Worldgrove on my notes, I just couldn't find it. So now we're going to, so Mother seems to have a, what's the name? A place for orphans. Orphanage. Heh. Here we go. It's hard to speak. Over here, where she seems to be grooming thieves of all sorts. Throne doesn't really know it, because she's been groomed by father, not by mother. Oops. So she disguises a nun to get in. And now we're very discreetly going as a troop. I don't know. There's a nun and 3 bodyguards. That's normal. Truth is that you're made immediately, like mother knows that you're here, but we are going to get our first key. We talk to the young kids here. We're going to cash up. Mother is torturing the kid that we just met by the power of teleportation. And we're going to kill Mother, and the girl will like, she tortures me, but she's the only mother I have, so please don't kill her. And Tone will be like, yeah, hate me, but I have to do it. And come to me when you're an adult if you want vengeance. We're just kind of, taking responsibility for things. Not great, but better than not taking responsibilities. Here we go, here we go. Knight, please. Again, I'm not sure it matters all that much in when we're level 82, but... So she has a second phase, so we will need to use a betting orb here. I'm boosting because it menus faster, it doesn't matter that it's boosted. Avers. Okay, we're gonna start Hikari's chapter 3. In Hikari's chapter 3, he wants to recruit a childhood friend of his that we actually play in the first chapter, called Ranmei, I think. Oh no, sorry, that's the chapter 4. So we're done with this. We killed Mother, we got the key. Chapter 3, we have to intercept a weapon transaction. That Mugen is trying to get his hand on some weapon, and we want to get them for ourselves and not for them, so that we can have more chances of being able to counter coup. We are going to meet with our childhood friend Ritsu, which has betrayed us in the first chapter as well. So someone we Hikari left out of lifted out of poverty, but he's a very ambitious person, wants to raise in the ranks, and so he'd rather turn on Hikari because he thinks that his ideals of peace are misguided and can't be realized, and wants to side with the winners. We have to entreat something from a man. Is that the guy? Yes. We can learn a skill in this chapter, but in another route I've seen it learned, but not that one. We run into the first bridge. So we are attacking the convoy, whereas there's Ritsu and a general. Lysol Stone. So they defend, the general goes like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you myself. You cub. You baby soldier. It's not quite what happens, but you know. Oops, we day. I guess that chanting tonight was really pointless here. And so, oops. That's Hikari's inner monologue, the shadow part of him that's speaking up. Oops. We do defend. Merchant, Beastling 4. We've got a bit of money. He's not dead. He is dead. So we learn a bit about this shadow part in Hikari. This color is the color of shadow, so we use Shadow's Hole and use whatever, and it's going to kill. We don't actually kill him there, but he's thoroughly hurt. And Ritsu uses this opportunity to kill him, to claim that the failure was entirely the general's fault, and to raise in ranks. We'll see that Mugen sees through the ruse, but is kind of likes people like that are ready to use a colleague's death to their advantage. Mugen is pretty evil. He's very bloodthirsty. You can learn that there's something in the throughout the story, and it starts in the first chapter, that there's something in the genes of the Ku clan, the Clu Royal clan, that is like that they have this shadow power thing. Okay, so Agnia here, she meets with this troop. They're stuck in the ground, so she finds a stick for them. Give them the stick. And then they have a show to perform. They go to the show. And so we're going to see them. We discover that I don't remember her name. But the stage magician, the lady who's the leader of the troupe, is gone because she has a massive case of stage fright, and so we're going to unstage fright her. Yeah, it's great. Great story. So we take the boat here. She's here all on an island. Very good sprite work there. You have to admit that. So we have a cutscene. We allure, and she's never going to have stage fright again. She just is so enthused, and as such, she is going to invite Agnia on stage during their show. And they're going to talk about the festival that they're going to attend to, and Agnia says, "Oh, I'm going to attend the festival as well because it's so neat." I think we are going to do a next chapter and stop there. And the lady in green that we just saw for an instant, called Tanji, she is the one link between Agnia's story and the rest of the story. Pretty tenuous. I'll explain later when we get to that. We have a beastling here. He has a light nut. And we're going to go to Montwise over there, finish this chapter, and then we are going to call it quit for tonight. Yeah, so that's Thrones chapter 3. I already told the story of this one. So father married the mother eloped and got a kid with someone else. So our father is not father. We have... Oops, sorry. So we have all 45 nuts to Throne. And all light nuts. So that's just attack and speed. And we go to the chapter thing. And so I'll point out, like, father is very collected in his scenes. He speaks, you know, very calmly, very professionally. You'll see how the boss looks like. And the EXP 100, EXP times 100 route, that's the mother, by the way. Skips getting a battle-tested blade a bit later from Hikari's post-game, because we're so high level. Am I going the right way? I don't know. Yes. So there's an old abandoned church over there, that's where... Or Blood Mother and Father, that's his name, got married. He wanted to show it to us. That was a bit early. See, they're getting there, they're swearing the love, they're getting married, sort of unofficially, but... That moment is Throne's birth. Very stable father. Now, it turns out he kind of wants to be killed by her, and wants to like be a real father to her after a very twisted fashion. I'm not very fond of this trope where like people, when they're revealed to have different motives than we originally thought, sort of change personality altogether. I think that doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever. Still need to defend. So notice that how this a step ahead plus boost art combo lets us do the divine skill before anybody acts. Also a lot of damage. Yeah. So we're going to go find a save point, and we're going to leave the run for today. I spoke too much. I'm losing my voice. Listen to me, I am all shouty and stuff. What we can do is we can go to Stormhail. We need to go to Stormhail. Okay, so I'm going to walk there. And save there. I think that's fine. So there's a bit of a trick here that... Ooh. I could have warped, I guess. From here it's better, so... Let's do the real thing. Okay, so maybe I don't need to. Maybe I'll have the save point. So we were here, I didn't realize. I'm gonna warp here. There was actually a save point just near me. But maybe it's best to just go there. Well, I guess no. I'm saving here, and we'll do the walk tomorrow. That way, I'm not going to forget something, because that gives me time to check where I am. Okay then, that's all for me for tonight. I'll continue this tomorrow. We might actually finish tomorrow, honestly. But anyway, until next time, don't forget to stay curious. Cheers.